What's up, my Mind Your Money business folks? It's me yet again with another video on today's stock market news. And today's stocks fell flat, so the news reported, as Wall Street digested mixed messages from the Federal Reserve in the wake of its decision to hold interest rates steady. So let's get into it. It says futures attached to the Dow Jones Industrial Average, the benchmark S&P 500, and the tech-heavy NASDAQ Composite dipped 0.1% today. Markets initially rallied following the Fed's decision on Wednesday, buoyed by the central bank staying on the course for 2 more rate cuts this year. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell also reassured investors that the economic impact of President Donald Trump's trade war seemed manageable, adding that recession risks remain low. So that's a good thing. He's saying recession risks remain low, even though there's an issue with the president's trade war and tariffs issues that he's having with other countries. So let's see what happened. So there's the however, by Thursday, the underbelly of the Fed's decision started to weigh on Wall Street, sending stocks lower. The central bank had updated its projections to reflect higher inflation and lower economic growth, 2 concerns that have deeply rattled markets as more tariffs loom. So there you go. So despite what Fed Chair Jerome Powell said on Wednesday, today the central bank updated its projections to reflect higher inflation and lower economic growth, which negatively impacts the stock market. So now it makes sense. So some analysts also noted that the last time that the Fed described inflation risk as transitory, as Powell did at the press conference on Wednesday, what came next was the most aggressive rate hike campaign the U.S. has seen in decades. Hopefully that won't happen again, right? The next major headline for Trump's trade war policy is less than 2 weeks away. Trump has given himself broad leeway to negotiate with countries in the meantime, adding to Wall Street's sense that despite some reassurances this week, only more uncertainty lies ahead. Yeah, people are just unsure. These big-time investors are just unsure. Some of us retail investors are just unsure, sir. So a lot of people are taking their money out of the market, or they're not investing. Me, I'm gonna keep going. And that looks like it, people. That's all of the article. Short and sweet. Short and sweet. Not much there, right? There's a lot happening, with the whole tariff issue, the interest rate issues, the economic growth issue. There's a lot happening right now. There's a lot of uncertainty. But what I plan to continue to do is dollar cost average into the stock market. I ain't going to do that. While these big retail investors, well, not retail investors, but these big investors remove their money out of the market, I'm going to continue to buy the dip. Because at some point, the market historically has shown it will go back up. After every dip, it goes back up. If it doesn't go up and it continues to go down and down and down and down, then it doesn't matter if I invest my money or not. We're all doomed. If a recession happens, it's a bad thing for everyone, but I don't believe that is going to happen. So let's get into what some stocks did today. Broadcom closed out 28% lower, losing $4.44 today. Palantir gained 1.5%, adding $1.29 to the stock price. FTEC dipped 0.62% today. My S&P 500 ETF dipped 0.21% today. NVIDIA gained 0.86%, gaining $1.01 today. What did Tesla do? I think Tesla took a hit. Yeah, no. Tesla gained 0.17% today, adding 40 cents to the stock price. And that's pretty much it, people. It's like the same old rhetoric. You know, the whole thing with the feds, their meeting has already happened. Then the looming issue is the trade war with these tariffs with President Donald Trump and these other countries. Same thing that's just not settled yet. And it's affecting a lot of things. And yeah. I want to see if there's something else out here. Because that wasn't much information. Right? But it does say Warren Buffett's stock, that Berkshire Hathaway stock, hit new highs today. Close that. Yeah. That's it. That's it, people. I don't know what else to say. No, but as always, continue to lower your debt to income ratio. Get out of debt. I always say you're a slave to the lender. That's what my boy Dave Ramsey says. You are a slave to whomever lended you money, because you will forever be in debt with that person or thing until you repay that money. Don't get into any more debt. Live below your means, right? Start living above your means. Stop trying to impress people who really don't care, right? Budget. First, you have to create a plan. And when you create a plan, that's when you can execute. And you can start by creating a budget. And when you create a budget, you're telling your money where to go each month, each week, however you pay your expenses, right? You know, you tell it where to go instead of wondering where it went. There are a lot of things that can be cut out from your monthly expenses. Like one just caught me today, where my account was charged for, well, not today, last week actually. My account was charged for, what is it called? Either way, for on your computer. The coverage on your computer. Either way, I noticed that it renewed itself, but it renewed higher than what I paid for it last year because I didn't pay attention to it, right? So I have to go turn that renewal off. There are some of you that have renewals on your credit cards and your bank accounts that's monthly renewing itself, and you may not even be utilizing those things as often as you should be, or you might have forgotten about it. You may have gym memberships that you don't go to. You may have Hulu, Netflix, Amazon Prime, Peacock, Disney, all these streaming services that you really don't need. No, cut some of them. All right, so I'm going to end it here because I'm running out of things to say. So like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Let me know what you think. If you think anything at all. Disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor, nor am I trying to be one. I'm simply someone on YouTube giving their opinion. So please consult with a financial advisor before you invest any of your money. And yeah, have a blessed day, people. Peace.